In the autumn of 1619, the city of Bamberg, Germany, trembled beneath a sky the color of old bruises. The harvest had failed. Children vanished into fevers. Livestock were found dead in their stalls, eyes bulging and tongues blackened. And when fear spread through the streets, like a plague, the people demanded a culprit. They found one in a woman named Greta Whis. Greta lived alone beyond the city walls in a crooked timber house surrounded by thorn bushes. She was a healer, a midwife, and a collector of strange herbs. She knew remedies for sickness and charms against nightmares. To desperate villagers, she was a blessing. To frightened authorities, she became a threat. Rumors grew. A farmer claimed she had cursed his cows. A widow swore she had seen Greta speaking to shadows in the forest. A child insisted he had watched ravens perch upon her shoulders and whisper into her ears. Within weeks, Greta was arrested and dragged before the magistrates. The torture began immediately. For 3 days, they stretched her on the rack. For 3 more days, they burned her feet. When she screamed that she was innocent, they demanded names of fellow witches. When she gave none, they tortured her further. At last, broken beyond endurance, Greta confessed to everything they desired. She confessed to dancing with demons, to flying through the night sky, to feasting upon the souls of infants. On a freezing morning in November, Greta was led to a scaffold outside Bamberg's gates. Thousands gathered. She looked terrible. Her hair had turned white from torture. Her face was swollen. Her wrists bled from iron chains. Yet as she knelt before the executioner's block, witnesses later swore she smiled. The executioner raised his sword. The blade flashed. Her head rolled across the platform. And as it came to rest, her eyes opened. People screamed. The severed head stared directly at the magistrates. His lips moved. No one heard words. Yet every official present felt an icy sensation crawl through their veins. They buried the body in unconsecrated ground, but the head was not buried. The city's chief magistrate, Johan Keller, ordered it preserved. He claimed it was evidence of witchcraft. Secretly, he had another reason. For several nights after the execution, Keller dreamt of Greta's severed head. In the dreams, it spoke. It promised wealth, power, influence. It whispered that the people would surrender anything if fear ruled their hearts. Keller eventually shared the dream with several other officials. To his surprise, they had experienced the same visions. The head was retrieved from storage. A local physician coated it with preserving oils. Its skin shrank, its lips blackened, yet somehow the eyes never decayed. They remained wet, watching, waiting. Soon the magistrates began conducting secret ceremonies. The head was placed upon a wooden altar beneath the city hall. Candles surrounded it. Gold coins were scattered around its neck. Each night, officials asked it questions. How could they increase tax collection? How could they gain favor with nobles? How could they grow richer? The answer came through dreams, always dreams. And every dream proved profitable. A merchant would suddenly be accused of heresy, his property seized. A widow would be declared a witch, her estate confiscated. Fear spread, trials multiplied, executions increased, and money poured into city coffers. Bamberg prospered while neighboring towns suffered. The officials credited the witch head. Soon people traveled from distant regions seeking answers from the mysterious authorities. The magistrates sold blessings, protection charms, exorcisms, forgiveness. Every service carried a fee. Every fee enriched them further. Within 10 years, they had become among the wealthiest authorities in Germany. Yet strange things began occurring. Those who spent time near the head reported hearing whispers. Children woke screaming about a woman with no head crawling across ceilings. Prisoners awaited execution claimed they saw Greta's face floating outside their cells. Then came the disappearances. One magistrate vanished from his locked bedroom. Another was discovered wandering naked in the woods, his eyes gouged out. A third threw himself from a church tower while shouting that something was crawling inside his skull. Still, the ceremonies continued. The wealth was too great, the power too intoxicating. By 1632, only 5 of the original conspirators remained. On a stormy October night, they gathered beneath City Hall for their most ambitious ritual. War and famine threatened the region. They sought a spell that would make them untouchable forever. Lightning shook the building. Rain hammered the roof. The preserved head sat upon its altar. Its eyes gleamed like black glass. The magistrates formed a circle and recited ancient words revealed through years of dreams. As the final phrase left their lips, every candle extinguished. Darkness swallowed the chamber. Then came laughter. Not human laughter. Something older. Something hungry. The head began to speak. For the first time, not through dreams, directly. Its voice sounded like something escaped from the gates of hell itself.
You believe I serve you?
The magistrates froze. One began praying. Another tried to flee. The door would not open. The head's eyes glowed. Green fire spilled from its mouth.
Never asked me who taught me witchcraft.
The walls trembled. Blood seeped from the stone ceiling. The laughter grew louder. And then Greta's head revealed the truth. She had never been a witch. Not in life. The torture had forced false confessions from an innocent woman. But the moment she died, something heard her final thoughts. Something ancient, something lurking beyond the reach of God. It had entered the severed head at the instant of death. Not to help Greta, not to avenge her, but because innocent suffering had opened a door. For 13 years the entity had fed upon greed, fear, and executions. Every hanging, every bleeding, every false accusation, all had nourished it. The magistrates had unknowingly performed sacrifices, hundreds of them. The wealth they gained was merely bait. The room erupted with screams. The officials clawed at their faces as shadows poured from the head's mouth. Witnesses later reported hearing shrieks beneath City Hall that lasted until dawn. When soldiers finally forced open the chamber, they found it empty. No bodies, no blood, no head. Only 5 piles of gold coins. Each coin melted into the shape of a screaming human face. The witch's head was never found, yet centuries later, strange records surfaced in forgotten archives. Among them was Greta Whis' original confession. Hidden within the final page was a sentence written in a different handwriting than the rest. Modern historians dismissed it as forgery. Most never noticed it. Those who did often reported nightmares afterward. The sentence read, "I was innocent when they cut off my head, but I am not innocent anymore."